go to the fourth area, which is event pricing. Event pricing is the most important area that we're going to put in because it obviously puts forth the cost and actually sets up the ability for them to sign up, one or multiple different kinds. So why don't I choose the option for new price, and perhaps this yoga class is open to members and non-members. So maybe I have a yoga class and the member price for that class is $10. I do have to connect it to something in point of sale. It could also be a combo if it's something like a tournament that includes a green fee, a cart fee, all of those different things combined. Most of the time we're selecting a point of sale item though. This is going to include everything in your system. So as you might imagine, it's a huge list. You always want to make use of this search box here. So I might first search for yoga. I don't see it. Let me find fitness. Here we go. I've got my fitness options. I've got a fitness day pass, fitness instructor per hour. Maybe this is what I want to do, and I'll click OK. So here you'll see, again, I'm presenting whatever name of the price that I want to the member and then connecting it to that appropriate point of sale item. On the screen, you also have a couple of other options. First, on the no-show. A lot of clubs will have a policy that, hey, the yoga class is $10, but if you're a no-show, you owe $5. If you have any type of no-show set up, you want to just, again, select that point of sale item, that no-show price, and then set that no-show price appropriately. In this case, maybe it's $5. You also have the ability to limit the head count per reservation. So again, this is usually going to follow one of two things. One, it's following bylaws. So for example, some clubs, as a member, I'm only allowed to bring up to 4 guests at a time to the club. Otherwise, it might be something specific to the event, like a tournament. It's a foursome tournament. You can't sign up more than 4 people. Or it's a couples event. You need at least 2 people. So here I can limit the head count. So each time I, Sandy Schmieder, go to make a reservation, I have to reserve at least 1 spot, and I can't reserve more than 5 spots at a time. And I can save and close. Again, you can have multiple prices here. So I'm going to add a yoga class price for a non-member. And maybe my non-member price is $15. I'll choose that point of sale item again. Again, it could be something different. It could be the same. And additionally, again, same options for the limit the head count. I can choose 1, maybe up to 5. So thinking about other possible events and how you would set up pricing, a very common way to split pricing might be a Sunday brunch. You have an adult brunch price, a children's brunch price for age 7 to 15, and maybe brunch is free for kids under 6. I would set up 3 prices. I'd set up the brunch adults for $20. I'd set up the brunch children 7 to 14 for $10, and then I'd set up the brunch children 6 and under for $0. And that way I can say, well, I'm going to have 2 adults, 2 children between 7 and 14, and 1 under 6. So for that perspective, it lets you get a clear idea of who's coming to brunch. And then there are still other events that are always just going to have 1 price. Something like a golf tournament, potentially something like a New Year's Eve event. It really is sort of per the event, how many prices, how many options there are. So you can add as many as you want here. Obviously, you have the option to edit or delete them as needed. And then we'll sort of continue with this existing setup. Notifications are an area where you can enter the ability to have the system send automatic emails in a lot of different ways. You can send a confirmation email to a member. So when someone registers for the event, they'll send an email to let them know, hey, you're registered for 2 people for this yoga class. You can send a reminder to that email, maybe 1 day, 2 days before the start of the event. I recommend the number of days coincide with your cancellation policy. So if it's a 48-hour cancellation, maybe we send this 3 days before the event. Give them a chance to cancel if they need to. Administration notifications are emails that would be sent to someone at the club. So I want to receive an email when the event is full. Every time a reservation is made, changed, or canceled. So you've got these options to open up. Now, the most immediate question I get when we go over this is, who's going to get these administration notifications? Who gets those? And that's this next area, event administrators. Here you'll see, again, that list of employees on the right, and you can choose multiple people to receive those notifications. So if you've got 2 dining room managers or 2 fitness instructors, etc., you can have these emails go to as many people as you need. The last area, accommodations, is usually the most misused area. It's really available when you go to do an online reservation as a checkbox. So something they can sort of sign up for, something they're noting that they need. So for example, the most common are booster seat, high chair, sometimes vegetarian option, or gluten-free meal, something like that. Additionally, you'll see in our demo site we've got a lot of different things: cart, lunch, walk, RSVP, guest name, all these different details. But in the end, they really just show up as a checkbox. They're really just meant, big steak night. So you'll see things in this accommodations list on our demo site that I don't think are real genuine accommodations. You really want it to be something like, again, wheelchair accommodation, something that they're signing up for, like a high chair. Once you're done with these particular items, you'll see there is one other area, attachments. To me, this area doesn't have a whole lot of value. It's just a way for you to attach a file for you as an administrator to this class. So if you wanted to attach, the PDF flyer or reports or, any type of feedback or documents, you could. But because we don't have the ability to share that with members or even have the ability to find it outside of drilling into the event, I don't really see this area used very much. That said, you have the icons available to add, edit, or delete attachments or documents specific to this yoga class. Now, once I'm done sort of going through the list, I'll save and close my event, and you'll see it adds my yoga class to the 24th. And if I look at the monthly display, it's going to add it to the 24th, the 1st, the 8th, and so on. Now, if I decide I need to edit that yoga class, I can double-click on the class, and you'll see I've got 2 options. I can open and edit just this class, or I can open the series. So again, if I've mistyped yoga, if there's a typo, I can fix them all at once. Versus this particular class on the 8th is going to be from 8 to 9 p.m., not 9. So I'll change it, and we're going to change the class time just for this one day to something different. Again, going back, my yoga class, most of my yoga classes are at 9, but this one here on the 8th is at 8 o'clock. Likewise, again, if we're not going to do a yoga class on the 22nd, I'll simply choose that, just click it once so it's in blue, and then you'll see here at the top a delete button. Again, it's asking me, do you want to delete just this yoga class on the 22nd, or do you want to delete all of them? I'm just going to delete the one on the 22nd. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute the phone lines. Any questions so far, and I'll open up that yoga class again on what we set up in terms of the reservation. Okay. All right, let me mute the phone lines then. Going back into our calendar, I do want to kind of convey what this looks like on the web. If I go to the club website, and I do need to log in for our particular demo site to see that calendar. Of course, when I log in as a member, I'll have, again, my members menu here. I'm going to select to view the calendar. And again, for this particular display, you'll see the days are stretching. So again, members will be able to view all the events for a particular day. Again, talking about the categories, if I'm only interested in fitness events, I can filter and just look at those events on my calendar. I can skip ahead to future months, and even select other views, so monthly, weekly, work week, day, and then obviously a nice printable option as well. Really easy to move through. Here's my 9 a.m. yoga class. If I select that class again, it's going to give me the detail. And then below that, if I had a description, it would make that available as well. I know we've covered a lot of ground in this training. Are there any questions, any inquiries before I sort of close up the class? Great. Well, thanks everyone for joining today. I hope it was really helpful. Feel free to reach out to support@clubsoftusa.com with any questions, any inquiries about the Event Manager. Again, it's really designed to be a great way for you to not only share your calendar online and in your ClubSoft system, but also to enable those reservations and enable a little bit more interactivity for your members. And have a wonderful day.